comes to doing live streams. It's been a while since I've done them. I've been on a medical leave for the past week or so, so I haven't been able to work, and that's because of that. Um, that stitches in the hand hurts like a motherfucker. It hurt like a motherfucker when it happened. Um, I was basically at work when a glass shattered in my hand and it cut right through the ring finger on the right hand, almost severing it off. So I haven't been able to work because of the stitches being in the hand. And I have a couple jobs outside of YouTube that I do. And even my union job wouldn't let me work because it requires heavy lifting. And I wasn't able to do my union job because of that. And so I've been so I've been taking the time to relax at home and watching, like Netflix and everything, finishing up watching this TV show called Wentworth. Basically, I'm on season 7, and there's like one more season for it to come up with. But let me see if there's any. What's this here? Yeah, so it's like So yeah, so I've been making the most of it just sitting at home. But I do want to bring this up though. My Cubs have been struggling, and they've been making changes to a couple things. The Cubs had the starter Cal Hendricks moved to the bullpen yesterday, and obviously because he's 0-4 or 0-5 on the year, he's been sucking this year. He's not the same player, so they were hoping that when they switched him to the bullpen yesterday, that it would help him out, and even him being switched to the bullpen didn't help him out really at all. Um, and then we got the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA playoffs, so one of them's going to be the winner this year. Um, and then there was God, what the fuck was the guy's name? Um, there was a guy from the band Train that died, and I never really been a big fan of the band Train. But the guy's name was Colin something. God, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but his name started with a C. It was like Colin something, and then he died. He was only like 58 years old. Um, but it does suck. No, I don't want the chat hidden. Let me see. Yeah, it's like sometimes on my phone, it's like you gotta see whether there's any stuff on there. Yeah, but if all is good tomorrow, I can get these stitches removed, and then from there, they'll let me know how soon I can get back. I kind of hate sitting at home because I'm missing out on pay. Supposedly I'm supposed to be collecting workman's comp from one of the jobs, but I don't know when that comes in, if at all. And they got me on an antibiotic pill, but obviously it's like the antibiotic only does so much. And I've been taking a break from my reading too because I can't really hold anything in the right hand with the stitches, so I haven't been reading as much either. Um, and then I started watching last week too. Like I said, I've been bouncing back and forth between shows, just watching little by little of different things. And for the longest time, my sister had a crush on this TV show Supernatural, and I started watching it because at first I didn't think I was gonna like it, but then as you start watching it through each and every episode, you start getting entangled with the lives of the two brothers, and why there's and stuff like that. And it's like basically you start getting intertwined and sucked into the lives of them, and then it leads up to like how they became to be what they are, like hunters and everything. But it wasn't a bad. It's not a bad show actually. I just worked my way up to season 2. I'm almost done with season 2 before I get to season 3. Same thing with Grey's Anatomy too. I didn't, and Grey's Anatomy is okay, it's just not the best one. And then of course, I walked all the way up to my one favorite restaurant that I work for. Eventually, because I get good discounts there. Hold on a second here. Because I get good discounts there, it's like I get like 75. I get 75% off my meal at one of the restaurants I work for, and I had to go there anyway because I had to give my boss a sheet. For like when I had to get the stitches in, and of course when you get injured on the job, they make you take a piss test to make sure that you're not high on drugs, and I wasn't, so I was like, that's a good thing. I cannot wait for it, but they did say it's coming out sometime in the next year or two. Al Pacino is doing a new movie, where again he's going to go back to where he goes back to playing his mafia roots in films, because he's known for those gangster type acting roles. So it's like, and anybody can leave a comment, or basically just, I see, usually on my phone it never tells me who's watching. Oh man, even trying to move the hand hurts like hell. Yeah, but like I said, that does hurt a little bit. I'm trying to move it, but obviously I'm probably not going to right now. I think I just lost feeling in that hand. Yeah, it does. It hurts like hell. But if all goes well, the stitches will come out tomorrow. Yeah, nothing like a piece of glass going through the glove that you're wearing and cutting through the ring finger, almost severing that off. Yeah, it's painful. This is the antibiotic pill they gave me. This is what I've been taking. That's the antibiotic pill. Obviously, I take it every 12 hours. But I'm hoping that I'll be good by tomorrow, because my job has me coming back on Sunday, and then this Monday is Memorial Day. I don't have to work my union job, because with my union job they get 13 days of holiday pay. So since Memorial Day is one of the holidays they get, I don't have to work it, unless I pick up my shift at the other thing. Yep. Yeah, my dumbass brother, he quit his job, so now he's unemployed until he gets another job. So I guess we'll find out how that works with him. I keep getting recommendations on TV shows. Yeah, this one on this hand, I got about 6. Kind of hard to really see, but that's what I got. But I'm hoping they come out, because I'm getting kind of bored just sitting at home. And the last 3 days, I walked up to Cracker Barrel and ate there because I was just kind of bored, and that's like the one restaurant I go to where I can get my discount. So it's like, it's either that or just sit at home. And I'm trying to move my hand a little bit, but obviously I can't move it. Hopefully I didn't do anything to it. Oh, shit. Man. Yeah, I can barely move that. Fuck. Yeah. The other day I didn't have a problem moving it, but now I do. I'm hoping I didn't do something to it. Yep. Yeah, I didn't see who won the game yesterday, but even Caitlin Clark for the WNBA is actually showing some promise here. Even though her team, Indiana Fever, hasn't really won anything in the first 5 games of the season. I think they're 0-5, but she's been a dominant player for the team, even with them being winless. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah, especially when it almost cut up, almost when I got caught up at the knuckle. But I yesterday I was moving my hand just fine, but now I can't move the fingers. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm hoping I didn't pull something. Yep. I have not, but I've been watching Netflix, and that's where I've been watching a lot of my movies at. What's gonna screw me though, is that in a couple weeks, because I didn't work at all this week for my union job, it's gonna screw it up. So I might have to cut off a couple things until I get back to my full schedule of working, like like the 40 hours and stuff like that. So I've just been sitting at home. Um, these are the bookshelf that you guys are seeing in the back. That's just all old movies that I've had for years. Um, Obviously, I just keep them there and watch them whenever I feel like it. Or I got this app on my phone, and I just downloaded it too, and I forget what the hell it's called. But they got a whole bunch of movies on the app for free, and you don't have to pay for using the app. You just got to pay for the phone service to keep it on. Yeah, that's just painful as hell with the hand. I've been taking a lot of painkillers and like antibiotics. And I'm gonna go take this one right now so I can get this out the way. That's better, hopefully. Um, yeah, one of my friends is actually gonna one of the ladies I used to work with at the high school. She's coming to pick me up tomorrow, and she's gonna take me to the med clinic. If everything is good as they say it is, then I can have the stitches out. But they might keep it in, so I don't know yet. Hopefully not, because I don't want to miss any more work than I have to. I said, I've already missed over a week of work. Um, and then because I went to Cracker Barrel, everybody's been asking me about how my hand is. I'm like, well, it got cut. What do you expect? I need to get like a tripod or something like that, because that's what I want to do, is get a tripod so I can actually stand my phone up on the tripod and just film better that way. And because of the summertime, and it's because it's been hot out. No, I do not own a drone. Um, I've heard people talk about that, but no, I don't own a drone at all. You talk about one of those little drones that fly, like where it does the recording and everything. No, I don't have one of those. I wish I did. I do know a few places that do have them, like where you can buy them at and everything. Um, um, what is the date, like for today? Let me see. Um, Next month is my birthday, so it's the June 23rd is my birthday, so it's like, I guess we'll see what I can do then. Yeah, so it's about a little less than a month away now. My birthday is, and I'm gonna be 36 next month. So I feel old, but you know, your body does catch up to you for that. Yes, I'm not sure how much a drone would be. price wise, but I could always try to save up money and get one. Right now, I'm in the market for a car, so I've been trying to save up for a car. Um, Let me see this here. I don't know what. So what would somebody use a drone for? Because I've never had to use them. It looks like Best Buy has one. Hell, Best Buy wants theirs for damn near 600. Fuck me. Um, there is one here that's for Best Buy too for like $50. But I think the actual drone is like 600 almost. Oh yeah, that would work. Yeah, because like I said, I'm trying to get back into doing more live streams here. Yeah, that would work too. See, I live in the apartment complex, so there's not much to really see around here. Um, Outside my apartment, all that's on the property is just a lake. That's right. That's just like a little pond lake thing, and that's really it. Other than the little forest reserve that's right on the back. So I'm guessing this will be the actual price for it. I said I don't have $600, but I guess there's one. Let me see if there's a way to review that, to flip this just for a second. Yeah, it hurts like hell. I'm trying to move my hand, and right now I'm barely having trouble. I'm having trouble moving it. Like right here, this is what I'm seeing. Is that the drone? Um, like I said, it's about. No, I'm not gonna. Fuck you. Yep. Yeah. So this is what I'm seeing here is a drone thing, but it's like $600. I don't know if that's the whole thing that comes with it, but I don't have $600. I don't know what the cheapest one will be. Yep. So what's the cheapest drone you can get, other than a $600 one? But I do like to be outside and explore. Especially, I've been watching a lot of like, and my favorite thing to explore is walking towards like where the water is, and just taking shots of like the water. I think I might have one somewhere. I gotta look and see. I gotta look in the market for one. So I guess I'll try to find one. There is a place that's right down the street from me here, and it's just a little convenience market where they have a little small restaurant inside, but they sell drones there too. But I'm not sure how much theirs are. Okay, so even though I am a sports fan too, I've been trying to keep up on all my sports. Right now we got Minnesota and Dallas in the NBA Finals. Um, I don't know who won yesterday. I don't know if anybody won yesterday. I'm trying to see here, but tonight, okay, Dallas took the first game, so it's Minnesota and Dallas today at 7:30. And then for baseball, let me see here. Are they off today or are they playing today? I'm trying to see if my Cubs play today or not. God damn it, fucker. Oh yeah, the Cubs are playing the St. Louis tonight, so that's at 7:15. They're in St. Louis for that game. Yeah, the Cubs have been sucking the last few games. They haven't been playing to my liking. Um, but so today it is Shota Imanaga for the Cubs and Miles Mikolas for St. Louis. The Cubs have not played really well. Have not played really well being away from home, but they're 12-13 on the road. I guess I'll keep that in mind about the cameras, about the drone camera things. I know Cracker Bowl sells kind of small ones too, but the small ones they sell are more like adrenaline cameras. I think I had brought one there before, and then I do have a microphone that I haven't really used in a while. But the microphone that I have is more like a karaoke one. But I am in the market I am in the market for a microphone too, to use for the YouTube channel. And this is my little microphone that I have, but obviously I haven't really used it and it's not on. But that particular one was meant for karaoke. For like when you do karaoke videos and all that stuff. Oh man. Like I said, that's painful trying to move that hand. And that place that sells drones too, I got a speaker from there a while back. And I used the speaker for music. Oh crap. Shit. Okay. No. I actually just sing it, but I just sing it at home. But here is my thing here. This thing can be used as karaoke too, but this is the speaker, and this is more like a party speaker where you actually, this is like a party speaker that you could use, and you could just bring it with you wherever you go. And I actually love it. But there is a cord thing that you can hook up into it, and you can hook the microphone in for karaoke. And I actually love that thing. And this big speaker has a pretty good sound on it. That's one of my other things too. Is like I got like 5 different speakers in my bedroom, and this one's the biggest one. And then I got this one here too, and this one's smaller. This one is the smallest. This one is one of the smaller ones. And then I got 2 more somewhere. And then here's another one. Oh, God, my fucking hand. Shit. This is the other one, and this one's the smaller one. So like I said, I got like 3 right there, but then I know, and yes, they're all Bluetooth capable. You just basically turn the Bluetooth on through your phone, and it plays right through. If I ever do move out of this dump of an apartment, what I want to do is get a place big enough where I can convert one of the rooms into like a studio office for me to do my YouTube channel. Obviously, it's going to take a while of saving for that. And I just saw that they were making some movies. One of the movies that they were making is that Beverly Hills Cops, the one that was with Eddie Murphy. And they're supposedly remaking that movie. But then I saw something else that they were making too, and now I'm drawing a blank on it. It's like basically every time they remake movies, that means Hollywood's running out of fucking ideals. It's like you can only remake a movie so much before people get bored of it. . Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so they were making the Beverly Hills Cops, and then they were making some other movie. Now I'm drawing a blank. Like I said, this is what happens when you make too many damn movies. But surprising to say, of all the movies that they've done, I have never seen Sharknado. Yeah, there is a new Bad Boys. That's the one I'm thinking of. Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. I have never seen any of the Sharknado movies, and but I did see all the Jaws, and I did. Yes, I am a big Martin Lawrence fan. I did love him in that movie where he goes undercover and dresses up as a woman. Big Mama's House. I loved him in that series. I loved him in the Bad Boys. I loved him in Roscoe Jenkins and Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Um, and I am a big Martin Lawrence fan, also in comedy too. I love his comedy jokes too, and he is filthy. So yeah, the other actor I like is the guy but is the one from Coming to America, Arsenio Hall. He did that one too, and then I think they made another one, Coming to America too, and that one I have not seen. Don't remember when that one came out. And then I never saw the sequel to The Wizard of Oz because the sequel to Wizard of Oz didn't have Judy Garland in it because she died before they could remake that film. The remake wasn't that good as the original, and then in the sequel remake thing, the girl that plays in it is the same girl is the same girl from American History X, Fruzia Balk. And she was also in that movie about witches too, The Craft or whatever it's called. Um, and then so on this one app I've been using, I've been bouncing around with all the shows, not just with Netflix, but I just hit season 16 of Criminal Minds. And that's where it stops at, is season 16, because they haven't confirmed a season 17 yet, at least not that I know of. So what Criminal Minds did is that they started off just calling it Criminal Minds, and then when they brought it back for season 16, they retitled it Criminal Minds Evolution, and that's what it's called now. And there's so many popular cop drama shows right now, like you got Criminal Minds, which is centered on the FBI. Then you got NCIS, which is based on the Navy police. Then you got Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Organized Crime. What's that other show too? Chicago PD. It's like those are all good shows. It's like, and of course I follow a lot of the Chicago shows because I was born and raised in Chicago. Like you got Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. And then of course I'm gonna throw this out there because I just started watching these too. There's like 4 or 5 different superhero shows that used to be on the air that were like within the last 10, 12 years. And it's like basically some of the actors in the show I know, others I don't. Like I started watching this TV show called Arrow, which was on the air for like 8 years before they took it off. The show is about a modern day Robin Hood, but instead of being in the country, he's like a Robin Hood in the city, and he's basically trying to solve all these crimes, and he becomes a superhero. Then there's the TV show Supergirl, which is similar to Superman, but it's centered on a girl. And then there's the DC's Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash. Those are the ones I've been watching in the last week or two also, and basically they're all good shows. It's just that I start with one, I watch a few episodes here and there, and then move to the next show, try to watch a couple episodes there, and then just go back and forth. And the only guy I recognized in the show The Arrow, or actually there was 2 guys, and like I said, when I referenced Chicago Med, one of the doctors from Chicago Med is also in the show The Arrow, but he only did like 31 episodes before leaving the show altogether. And then the other guy I recognize is Colin Salmon. who plays One Shade in Resident Evil, but he's also in the TV show The Arrow. Um, Somebody told me to start watching The Orange is the New Black. That's one of the ladies at my job said that was a prison movie too, but it's centered in the United States. And she says watch that too. So I guess I'll put that on hold eventually when I get the chance. What is everybody doing for Memorial Day weekend? I'm probably for the Memorial Day week. I'm probably going to be at home, not being able to work. I don't have a grill, and I don't have like a porch to cook anything on. So it's like basically, if anybody wants to cook, it's going to be outside. If it providing that it's not raining or anything. I'm more than likely just going to be sitting at home, not being able to work. Yeah, my sister was off today, so I don't think she's working. Um, yeah, the pool will be nice around this year, or even a beach, providing that there's no rain on that particular day. I haven't been to the beach since August of last year. When me and my sister and her boyfriend went to Lake Wahala in whatever town that's in. Um, I'm also due for a vacation, but because I don't have a car to go anywhere, I put my vacation time in. But obviously, I'm just gonna probably use it to stay at home and get some cleaning done when my hand heals up. Ugh, crap. And so today I went to Cracker Barrel to eat, and I got an order of catfish. Obviously, the catfish that I had is like 2 fillets, but then it comes at 3 sides and a thing of hush puppies, and that's what I had. But what I hate though is that when you get injured, the job forces you to take a piss test to make sure that you're not on drugs, and then I'm pretty sure they're kind of pissed when you pass it because they're hoping that you'll be on drugs, and then they won't have to pay for the shit. But obviously they have to pay for my shit. The only thing they didn't have to pay for was the medicine, but they paid for my stitches to get the stitches in, and then they paid for everything else. If I get a car, it can't be a stick shift. I don't know how to drive stick. I know how to do the automatic, but I can't drive stick at all. And then it's coming pretty close and it's cutting pretty close only because my permit expires next year, well, somewhat next year. It's going to be like in the next 10 months that it expires. So we're trying to get a car as quickly as possible so I can start learning how to drive. What's the best music to sing for karaoke? Because we got so many styles of music. Like we got country, rock, rap. They even got something called rap rock now, where people coordinate rock and rap together. They even got country rap, um, jazz, blues, R&B, stuff like that. They even got Christian music, like Christian rap. Um, and there's only one Christian rapper I ever listened to anyway, and the only Christian rapper I listened to was a guy named T-Bone. Even my phone's getting blown up with all these emails. I'm guessing. Carmen. Which one's Carmen? I don't know who Carmen is. They cut back on one of my shows though too, and one of the shows that I loved to watch when I was a kid, and I still watch it to this day because it's on the air, is South Park, and they haven't been doing that many episodes for South Park, at least not in the last year or two anyway. But the movie they did for South Park called Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Now that was fucking hilarious. Now that movie was fucking hilarious. Yes, I don't know that. I don't know Carmen, but I do love T-Bone. And then there's another guy I used to that I used to listen to also, and he started off as gangster, then he branched off into doing Christian. I think it was at Chino XL. Yeah, yeah, because there used to be T-Bone and Chino XL. I think Chino XL appeared on a couple of different songs with T-Bone. One of my favorite songs that T-Bone does is from the movie Fighting Temptations, called "Going Down to the River" or something like that. Um, and then he also did another song too that's pretty good called "Wipe Your Tears," or is it "Dry Your Tears" or something like that. It's one of them. I know it's got tears in the song. Um, yeah, so because I'm not working my union job on Monday, I might be able to watch it. What's it going to be on? Is it going to be on like Paramount or whatever it is? I think that's what they've been airing it on, is Paramount and Plus and everything. Because I was on probation when I hurt myself at my job. For actually, I'm not on probation at Cracker Barrel, but I'm on probation at the school still. Oh, I must have missed that. Yeah, so I guess I'll have to watch that later then. Um, so because I was still on probation when I injured myself, um, not at the school, but at Cracker Barrel, I'm not on probation. I've been there for over a year, but I'm on probation still at the school. I'm hoping that because when I injured myself, it doesn't screw up my probation thing by having them push it back a week or two just because of this. Um, because supposedly, if my probation would have ended on Sunday for the school, and then I would have gotten holiday pay for Monday for the Memorial Day, and obviously, because I didn't work today, I'm not going to be able to get the holiday pay until Juneteenth, when Juneteenth comes in June. Then I'll get paid for that, and hopefully my probation will be off by then. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be getting workers' comp too from Cracker Barrel, but I don't know if I am. I haven't really talked to them yet about whether it's coming or not. And usually, when it comes to like workman's comp, it's usually like only 1/3 of the pay, so it's really nothing. It's basically 1/3 of the pay of how many hours you work for the week. Yep. Yep, I work for the one in Maryville, Indiana. Obviously, with this injury to the hand, I have not been working, and I could barely move my hand with that. Um, yeah, that's a painful injury, I can tell you. Yep, I do basically. I just and since Cheryl's chiming in here for the Ohio one, um, the managers are better at knowing like how the power stuff works. Um, each so for each position, there's like a par that you gotta pass, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I just received par 4, which means I'm getting my fourth raise whenever it comes in. Um, yep. So basically, that par 4 is actually one of the best things you could actually get. And people were asking me, I think once before, like how the power stuff works, but obviously I don't know how the par 4 thing works in itself when it comes to the discount for the food. I heard it's 75%, but there's supposed to be like a timing frame of when that could be used. I think it's somebody told me after 6, and I don't know for sure. I It's like basically I never understand clarifications of that. But I know it's 50% if you're par 1 through 3, and then it's supposed to go to 75 when you hit par 4. But if you're off your shift, it's 35. Same thing with the retail. Especially, that's one of the reasons why I love working at Cracker Barrel, because I like looking around the retail shop, seeing what kind of gifts they have. Um, I especially love the smell of those candles. Um, like I'm one of those guys that, like, no matter if it's like at Cracker Barrel or you go to like Meyer or yeah, that too. I said people love candy. I especially love the fudge. I love the peanut butter and the salted caramel fudge. Um, yeah, let's see if I can move my hand by tomorrow. If I can't, then I guess the stitches might stay in. What am I looking for here? I had to walk all the way to Cracker Barrel today just to give my manager the form for like the urine sample to make sure that I wasn't like high on drugs and I injured myself. But then of course I beat the rain going up there, and then I sat there and ate, and then all of a sudden it started downpouring. I'm like, it's a good thing I beat the rain on that one. Oh man. Oh. Oh yeah, I love greeting customers. But the one thing that does annoy me though is like when you do get injured, like the last 3 days, I got kind of bored sitting at home because I can't work either of my jobs. So I've just been sitting at home. I'm thinking, well, I'm kind of bored. What am I gonna do? So the last 3 days, I just walked up to Cracker Barrel and ate there. Um, and then everybody kept asking me, "How'd you hurt your hand? How'd you hurt your hand? When are you gonna come back?" I'm like, I don't know when I'm coming back. It's all based on when my stitches come out. Yeah, my injury was kind of painful anyway, because it's like nothing's worse than having a glass shatter in your hand and it cuts right through the ring finger, almost severing it off. That's why my stitches are so low on the hand, because that's where it cut me at. But like I said, Cracker Barrel did pay for they filed under workman's comp. I haven't heard anything back about how much I'm supposed to be getting from the workman's comp anyway. I only work at Cracker Barrel like 2 days out of the week, and it's like 14 hours. But this week they got me down for 5 hours because they're trying to take it slow with me after coming back from an injury. They don't want me to injure myself again too soon. And I just, because I've been at Cracker Barrel for over a year, and I love everybody there. I love everybody there. It's like the place I work at. They're so nice. But you get hit and miss sometimes too. Sometimes you get people with an attitude, but everybody at my location is pretty much nice. We all get along, even if we tease each other, but we still get along. But when we tease each other, it's kind of like in a playful way. Yeah, I love those rocking chairs. I forget how much they go for. The ones that sit on the front porch. I never bothered to look at the prices of any of them. But if I had a house or something like that, a rocking chair would be perfect for sitting on the porch. Oh man. Okay. See, I've never been to Ohio. How is Ohio this time of year? But what I'm waiting for is that I know Cracker Barrel does it, but during the winter time they only do it like 3 months out of the year, like when Halloween comes up, when Thanksgiving comes up, and when Christmas comes up, they do those pies for like 3 months where they got the pumpkin and the apple and whatever and what that cinnamon roll pie. I did like that cinnamon one, and I like the pumpkin pie that they had sold last year during the 3 months out of the year that they do it for. Especially Mother's Day. Mother's Day was busy as hell this year, for Cracker Barrel. And the next one that's gonna be busy is Thanksgiving. I don't think Father's Day is as busy as Mother's Day is, but I know Mother's Day and Thanksgiving are like the two busiest days out of the year for Cracker Barrel. Um, and let's see, because this is already May, almost June. I'm reaching a year and 4 months at Cracker Barrel. I started working at Cracker Barrel last year back in February, so this June will be 16 months I've been working there. And then there's some people at my location that have been there since it opened back in the 80s, there's like two or three people that have been there since the 80s that are still working there. And I'm surprised they've been there that long. Um, one of the ladies that's been there since it opened is a server, and she's been there since '89, which is the one I work at has been open since '89. Um, there's a lady named Cindy who works in retail, and she's been there since '89 also. And I'm surprised that they even stay there that long. Yeah, my mom loves Cracker Barrel too, but she loves chicken and she loves turkey. Those are the only time that's and of course she only goes to Cracker Barrel when you got turkey or chicken, and like you can get chicken any day of the week. But I do want to throw this out there. I think it was Wednesday, I had went to Cracker Barrel and I tried their one new item that they've been advertising, the bee sting chicken tenders. I actually tried them and I loved them. It's basically they're a mixture. It's a mixture of sweet and spicy for the bee sting chicken tenders, and I tried them and I loved them. I would say that it's one of those items that they're only advertising to see how people like them, and they were pretty good. And yesterday I had roast beef, and today I had catfish. So it's like I work my way through the menu. The only thing I have never tried at Cracker Barrel is the okra. Because sometimes it's like one of those things you got to get used to. I've never ate okra before, so I wouldn't know how that tastes. Um, yeah. But at my location for Cracker Barrel, it's mainly I just do dish bussing and maintenance. Obviously, the maintenance is more like cleaning at Cracker Barrel, and stuff like that. That's more like when you clean the stuff at night, or sometimes they have a day maintenance one. No, I haven't heard about mine. Which ones have closed so far? Because I've been hearing some locations of closing, but the one I work at, it's always busy. It's like it's right off of I-65 in Indiana, and it's constantly busy all the time. The only time that it won't be busy is when the construction's going on. Yeah, okay, so if you in Ohio are closing, I think I heard about a couple in Illinois, and I heard some in California, but I haven't heard any. Oh, I think there is two in Indiana that are closing, but it's not mine. The one that's going to hurt the most is the Red Lobster one. The Red Lobster is the one that's closing. At least a lot of those locations are. Two of the guys that actually worked with that Cracker Barrel, they actually ended up leaving to go to Red Lobster, and Red Lobster has been filing bankruptcy, and they've been closing so many damn locations. So I don't know what these two guys are gonna do if Red Lobster closes. I've been working for so many damn restaurants. I could never see myself as a manager in per se. But I've worked so many restaurants enough to know like how each one is. Like I've worked for McDonald's, Cracker. I currently work Cracker Barrel, and before Cracker Barrel, I used to work Texas Roadhouse and Dyer, and then I also used to work. And then the other one is So I used to work McDonald's, Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn, and now Cracker Barrel. Um, I probably could, but right now we just hired a new manager at my location, so they're fully staffed. Um, I just don't know how the manager stuff works and how that works with them. I just never really saw myself as a manager. I just saw myself as a regular employee. But because I work for an elementary school too, don't the managers have to be on call? Because that would kind of screw me up. Oh man. Ow. Crap. Yeah, it's just my hand. Let's see. Is it still raining outside?
I don't know why.
I was just wondering.
I haven't been out there yet.
It was raining earlier. I know it's kind of dark out there.
It was windy earlier.
I think I just. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go see. Nope. Yeah, the ground's kind of wet though. Yeah, this is earlier. Yep. Man, I'll be so I'll be so happy once we get a car.
We're not getting a car.
We can.
No, we can't.
Once I get back to work and I actually start working again, we'll save up for one. Unless you and Frank find better jobs.
I don't want a car.
We need it.
I don't want a car.
I need it.
Get your license.
Yeah, but somebody has to teach me how to drive.
It's not hard. Learn how to read.
Yeah, that's the one thing about blenders. At my location, the latte machine is the one that keeps breaking. Oh, man. I think I did something to my hand. Because now I can't move my fingers. So I think I did something to the hand. Now I'm trying to move my ring finger. Now I can't move it. Yep. Yeah, that's the one thing though too. It's like I can't do any heavy lifting with the hand until it clears up. And with all this crap going on, I can't feed any of my pets right now because I don't have money to feed them. Basically, I have to try to find a way to get some money scrounged up to feed them. Nope, that's one of the reasons why I've been out. It's because with the stitches in my hand, I'm not able to work. That's one of the reasons why I went to the med clinic on Saturday and got stitches in. And then my manager drove me home because I don't have a car, so he drove me to the med clinic and then took me home after they put the stitches in. And I've been off of work since Saturday of last week. And then I tried to go into the school that I work for, and they saw the bandage on my hand and they asked me what happened. And I told them there's stitches in the hand, and they didn't want to take a chance on me injuring the hand with the stitches in. So they sent me home, and I haven't been able to work the school since Monday. So I've just been at home just relaxing until the hand clears up. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be, and I knew that was going to be a big deal too. Anyway, you can't, like basically, Yep, Jen just joined in. Um, I don't know who a lot of the people are joining in. It's like, but they have made comments on my Okay, so the people that so since Jen just chimed in, she asked how I hurt my hand. I do busing and I do dish at Cracker Barrel on the weekends. I was taking a glass out of the bus tub when it shattered in my hand, and the glass cut through, um, and the glass cut through the ring finger, almost severing it off. So, yeah, so it did hurt as like hell. But you know, like when you get injured, sometimes your body, it's this one right here, the right hand. Um, so the glass actually, so the glass actually shattered in my right hand, and it almost severed off the ring finger, the way that it cut. And obviously, you know, with everybody when they suffer an injury like that, um, I cannot do any heavy lifting right now. So I'm on a restriction right now. So I can't do work right now until the stitches come out. And so basically I am getting a workman's comp thing. Um, but like when I got that injury, my mind and my brain didn't process it right away. Like when I got cut. Like I felt myself get cut, and I'm thinking, and I tell my manager, I said, I'm cut, and and so he sees me bleeding. I didn't see how bad the cut was. I'm thinking I'm just gonna put a band-aid on and get back to work. And then and then all of a sudden I just started bleeding like so heavily. And then he grabs something from the office and tells me, put that on your hand, put that on your hand, and put pressure on it. And so when I put pressure on it, my hand was still bleeding like crazy. So there's not much I can do. Um, and then all of a sudden he tells me lift up the finger, and he looks and he says, you don't need a band-aid. He's like, you need stitches. And so currently I got 6 stitches in the hand and the ring finger to try to keep that in place. Um, let me see what we got here. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go to like the shop or something like that just to look at some stuff. But right now I just don't have a car to get there. Um, Obviously I did see a few nice cars around this area. Problem is I didn't have the money to buy them. I did see one for like $6,000. I just wish I had $6,000 to buy. But the guy was asking for $6,000 or best offer. Obviously, I didn't have $6,000 or a best offer thing to ask him. I did see another car that was closer to where my job was, and the guy wanted $4,000. And then there was another car I saw that was in my price range, but it wasn't in the best condition. Yeah, but right now I got no way to get to the recycling center, so my pop cans have been laying all over the floor. I just got to get a bag to pick them up. Um, See, I don't have a. See, that's the one thing I meant to ask and I forgot to ask my manager when I was at Cracker Barrel is what is the workman's comp number? What's that one? Yeah, somebody's asking me to show my pop can collection here. I got a mixture of on the floor here. My room is kind of a mess. I got Pepsi cans in A&W. I also have alternative ways to make money. Basically, I had linked some of my stuff to other accounts. Sometimes, but not many. Because I can't do any heavy lifting, I've been trying to get people to help me at home here. Mostly in my apartment, it's just spiders and centipedes. Um, the ones that creep me out the most are centipedes. They gross me out just by looking at them, especially with those 100 legs that they got. I did have an ant in here the other day, but it was just one. But like I said, it's mainly just spiders and centipedes in my apartment complex. Or what's those other things that we get too? Box elder beetles. That's the other one that we get. Um, yeah, eventually once my hand clears up, I can start working on this room more and getting everything out that I need. Especially if it's this apartment's going to need a good vacuum in this room. The one thing that's going to be painful is trying to move the bed and getting underneath that. But I do have some news though. Well, I don't know if you would call it like the best news, but one of my friends, he lives in Florida, has been battling cancer. I just found that out probably about a month ago. And so one of my friends is battling cancer, and who knows how much longer he's going to have to be on Earth. Every day I see his post on Facebook, he's been spending more time in the hospital than he has at home. And then my brother quit his job, so now he's unemployed. Now he's looking for something. So I don't know what he's trying to get. No, my brother. No, he does not. Are you talking about my friend? Are you talking about my friend or my brother? So I don't think my brother and my friend. I don't think any of them do YouTube videos, but they do. No, neither one of them do YouTube. Only I do. But my friend who's battling cancer was also in the military, so it's obviously he was great at what he does. Especially he spent a lot of time in the military. Let me see here. That actually no, but I could tell, but that'll be a story for another day. Somebody asked me a story about my mother, but I said that would be for another day. My mom's one of those people that's basically a perv like me. Yep. My mom never planned it this way either, but me and my two brothers were all born in the month of June, but just within a week apart of each other. My birthday is June 23rd, and then I got two brothers whose birthdays are June 17th and 18th. So that was like, I don't think my mom planned on that one. Is that what somebody asked me, is that what you said? I'm like, I don't know. I said, what did I say? I said, well, my friend and brother, they don't do YouTube, but they watch YouTube videos. Which adult movies? Like when it comes to like it depends on what kind of adult movies you're talking about. I do watch a lot of movies, but not all of them pertain to like. But I could tell one thing here. One of the girls I started dating at my job, she's a little bit different than me when it comes to watching. Like, I know one of the guys, punk rock, was asking me about porn stuff. Yeah, well, not really, but she did walk on me masturbating one time, but that's a whole different thing. But I was underneath the blanket, so she didn't really see nothing. But anyway, one of the girls I'm dating, she is a little bit different than me in the aspect of, like, for me, when I watch adult films, I will watch the whole video from beginning to end. My girlfriend likes to watch it in small clips, so she won't watch like the whole an hour and a half to 2 hours. Nope, I just have one. So So anyway, my girlfriend will watch maybe 10 to 12 minutes of the video, and I will watch the whole hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how long the porno thing is. And so now usually when it comes to girlfriends, it's usually one's just enough for me. Yes, my girlfriend does have big hooters. Um, and she's a beautiful woman. And no, she's not white. People have asked me before, is she white? No, she's not. Um, is she black? Yes, she is. And no, she's not Latino. She's black. Um, no, but she's got that. But she's got that ghetto attitude. So that's like she's like, I don't know. Oh yeah. And she's younger than me. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 36, and she's 28. So yeah, it is gonna be kind of fun. Yeah, I've been asking about that. Yeah, yeah. I don't like. I mean, it's like she is a hard worker. Obviously, she's in the same boat as I am. She lost her car because she didn't pay a car note. So right now she's only working at the school where I work at too on occasion, and she was doing the Uber, she was doing like the Uber and Lyft, and she was doing like the DoorDash and the Grubhub and working at the school. That's like 5 jobs. I'm like, I don't know how the hell anybody can have time for all that. But that's how she kept her bills going for the time being. But she kind of got sidetracked and didn't pay her car note, so they towed her car, or like they repossessed it, something like that. Um, so now we're kind of in the boat. Now she's got to start all over from the beginning and save up money to get a car to get our car again. She kind of misses me at work right now because she messaged me yesterday and says, "When do you come back to work?" I said, "Tuesday if all is well." Yeah, I should bring her on one day when we actually get together. But she actually is kind of funny at times, though too. That's what obviously we crack jokes together. That's what kind of like. But sometimes she will draw the line though too, and you gotta know where and you gotta know like what you should do at work and what you shouldn't do. And obviously, because not only does she have big like big hooters, and not only does she have like the big like ass, I'm actually I was training her that one day. Yes, she is. Um, she's got the big tits and the big ass. Obviously, that's what drew me in. Um, obviously, I'm a guy, so it's like that's the two things you're gonna notice, other than the eyes sometimes. So anyway, I was training her one day um, for the school position because I had to show her like, okay, where to find the chemicals, where to find your supplies to stock up on bathroom and all that other stuff. And I can't help but stare at her while she's cleaning. Um, no, the manager actually should be training her, but because the manager at the school doesn't stay past 2 o'clock in the afternoon, obviously one of the other custodians will be saddled with training them. Um, so anyway, the manager actually works only one shift, and that's 6 to 2 in the morning at the school. I work 3 to 11 at the school. It's just that I haven't worked all week. So I was training her because the main manager never wants to train anybody anyway, and so it falls on the other custodians or the head boss to come in. That's above my manager, obviously. But I was the one training her that particular day, and I couldn't help but stare at her while she was cleaning. and she can sense that I'm staring at her, and she knows where I'm staring at. So she looks at me and says, "If you're gonna stare at my ass, you might as well grab it." I'm like, "Okay," and I'm not gonna say whether I did or not. Um, but that was just like a bone that she threw out there. I'm like, "Whoa." And the difference between me and her is that I like the hot cereal stuff, but she likes the what they call the cold cereal. Her favorite cereal is the Honey Smack cereal, and I prefer like the hot cereal like cream of wheat, oatmeal, grits, stuff like that. That's what I like. So I prefer my hot cereal, while she prefers the cold one. What's Bucky's? I don't think I know that one. I'd never seen a Bucky's in Indiana, so I don't know where that one would be at. But like I've only had like maybe 6 jobs in my whole life. So I worked for McDonald's, I worked for Meyer, I worked. So let's see, I'm trying to remember all the jobs I've had. I used to work. Okay, so my first job was working for a newspaper company, and then I worked for McDonald's. Then I worked for Meyer. Then I worked for Longhorn. Then I worked for Texas Roadhouse. Then I worked for Valvoline, and now Cracker Barrel, and now the school, and now for an elementary school. Those are the only jobs I've ever really had. Um, so it's like I try to keep myself busy, especially with the job that pays me the most, and the one for the school pays me the most because of what I do there. Um, I'm a custodian for the school, and of course the school's union, so we get a lot of union benefits. Basically, I get my own pension from the school. Um, yeah, I think one of my managers also worked at Bob Evans too, but I'm not sure which one. Um, my manager that I have at Cracker Barrel, he's been working for Cracker Barrel for over 20 something years, but he started off at like Bob Evans, and then another manager I have, he used to work for Denny's, and then he left, and then when Denny's closed, he ended up at Cracker Barrel. And then another manager that we have worked at Red Lobster for 14 years before coming to us. And he's been at the one manager that worked at Red Lobster has been there for 5 years. At the Cracker Barrel before he and before that it was 13 years at Red Lobster. And I've never worked for Red Lobster or Bob Evans, but even though I do love Bob Evans, my biggest complaint now is that they cut back on how much food you get. Now, when you go in, you get barely anything. But at Cracker Barrel, you get a good portion. I'm not sure about Red Lobster either. It's been so long since since I've been around the Red Lobster area. We do got one in Maribel, but obviously I can't walk there. It'll be all day. But it's been a while since I ate there. So, but what killed them is that all you can eat shrimp thing. And if you actually think about it, if you look, so if by looking at all the restaurants I ever worked for, Cracker Barrel is the one restaurant that I worked at the longest. Um, I worked at McDonald's for a year, then I worked at Longhorn for 8 months, Texas Roadhouse for 5, and I just hit a year and 4 months. I just hit a year and 4 months at Cracker Barrel, so that's the longest restaurant I've worked for. And I like I said, I love everybody that works at my location. Um, Now I gotta figure out though, because I do have 5 pets. I gotta figure out how to feed all my pets, and they're in another room, so they're just relaxing right now. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing over there? Are you going to bed?
I moved because that chair was getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's my mom. No, I do not have kids. I have a sister. I have a sister, two brothers, and my mother still left. Um, my girlfriend does want kids. We just haven't been dating long enough, so I'm not going to push it for right now. Um, but we do. But we did talk about how many kids we want. She wants to have three, and she thinks that will be enough. I asked her. I said, "Would you care if there were boys or girls?" She said she didn't care as long as she had three kids. Like when it came to me, when it came to my family, my mom had four kids, three boys and a girl. My sister is the only girl, so it's like, I haven't really decided, but I did come up with a name. I did come up with a name, and I was a big fan of the TV show Sons of Anarchy, and I liked the character Jax. So if I was ever gonna have a son, I would name him Jax after the Sons of Anarchy character. And I haven't really, and if I have a daughter, I haven't really decided what to name them yet either. But I think Jax would be a good name for the son. Oh man, like I said, I'm trying to move my hand and it's still hurting. I'm hoping I didn't injure that any more than what I already had. Um, yeah, but I'm trying to get more into live streaming because Jamarcus, yeah, that would be. See, I don't know about that one. I'm like, if it's your kid, you can name it anything you want, and basically mine would be Jax, like from the TV show Sons of Anarchy. But then they also have a Jax character in the Mortal Kombat film, so that could work either way. Um, I got to get back into doing my karaoke stuff like I used to do before, even if it's at home and I could just sing a song. Even though I'm not the best singer, I just do it for fun. I should get back into doing that. But I think I have to charge the microphone because I haven't used it in a while. So that's gonna be another thing to do. Where I could find where the hell? Oh, that might be it. There. This might be it. Yeah, because like I said, I'm not the best singer, but I do like to sing karaoke on occasion, and it keeps me busy and entertained. Now that's good. But see, like the thing with YouTube now is that they're changing some of the things depending on how well you do. Um, it's like basically they used to. So before it used to be 1,000 subscribers, and then they changed it now to doing 500. So once you get 500, you can monetize your channel and start bringing in views. Um, but there's also a thing on the YouTube on the YT Studio that tells you what you should do for when it comes to doing YouTube. And if you want to gain like a following and a base, they say do more live streams or bring somebody on. There is a way to do it, but I have to figure out how to bring somebody on a live stream for YouTube because I've never actually done that before. Like there's like a way that you could bring them on through video chat thing. I also do have Discord, and you could actually when you do live streams and if you have Discord connected to your YouTube channel, people can jump on Discord and you can chat back and forth. Um, so I got to figure out more of that too and how that works and all that stuff. and I know my view, and I know my subscribers, they jump up and down. Um, I kind of changed the way I did my YouTube channel because I used to do politics before, and now I stopped doing politics altogether, and I jumped into doing more of like my personal life and news around Maryville, Indiana, which is where I live at. So that's basically what I've been doing, and I've been doing a lot of sports news and stuff like that because I like my sports and I like keeping everybody up to date in the Maryville, Indiana area. If you're from that area, basically it's all like Northwest news, so it's basically all surrounding towns in Maryville. So you got Maryville, Gary, um, Crown Point, Cherville, Dyer, um, all that, like all that area, and that's what I cover. Other than occasion on Lake Station too, or Griffith too. I cover that area. No, Gary is actually one of the worst areas in the state of Indiana to live in because it's a murder. It's basically considered the murder capital of Indiana, and I'm on the borderline of Indiana of Maryville and Gary. So I try to avoid the town of Gary at all costs, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Um, One of the areas that actually is nice is Crown Point. Um, So basically, one of my favorite areas to go to when I actually have the chance is Crown Point, and I actually like this one. And if any, so Cheryl's asking about Indiana at least on a couple things. Um, I'm also a history buff, and I like to keep track of my history. In Crown Point, there is a jail that they turned into a museum, and that particular jail is the same jail that John Dillinger, the famous bank robber, escaped from, and they actually do live tours in there. So maybe one day, if I get enough money, I can go there and actually see the jail where he escaped from. Um, and I've also been a big fan of researching John Dillinger. Obviously, the guy was only 30-something years old when he died. Um, they also used that same jail in the movie Public Enemies that he starred in, and they actually used that jail in the movie. Um, but my favorite place in Crown Point to go to is an actual coffee shop called The Sip. Um, they and so what they do is that it's a coffee shop similar to Starbucks, kind of expensive though too, kind of like Starbucks is, but it's more relaxing than Starbucks in the aspect of they got chairs that you could just sit down in and you could just relax. It's like what they call recliner seats. But my main reasoning for wanting to go there, yeah, he's escaped from a couple of different jails. I know John Dillinger escaped from the jail in Crown Point, and then there's one in Michigan City and he also escaped from one in Michigan City too. And I've been to Michigan City a couple of times because they have a casino out there. Um, but sometimes it's also fun to see some of the old-fashioned cars too. And of course, they had a lot of old-fashioned cars in the movie. But I did about 3 years ago. Went to South Bend, Indiana, and got to see the Studebaker Museum, and that was pretty fun seeing all the old Studebaker cars. Um, I actually do have the photos somewhere on my phone, but most of them are on Instagram, and I don't have them on Facebook. But it was actually pretty cool to see. And then my niece graduated high school, so obviously she's done with high school and she's going to start college in the next few months. She chose what I think she chose Western University to go there. Um, so that's where she's gonna go. Um, and it's like sometimes when you have a niece, it's like basically it's like 1 minute you see them in baby photos, and then the next thing you know they're all full grown, and you'll be like, where the fuck did the time go? It's like, yeah, that's basically like one of the things. It's like all of a sudden it's like, where the fuck did time go? It's like obviously it's like, whoa. Yeah, my niece is my sister's kid. That basically my sister's the only one that has a kid. My sister had a daughter, basically, so her daughter is the one that graduated, and obviously 17 years old is kind of young to actually graduate from. And I could tell you, I graduated from high school in 2007 when I was 18. Obviously, I went to a couple different high schools, and the first high school I went to, they screwed up the credits that you needed to graduate. A ski place? Where's there a ski place in Indiana? I'm not familiar with the whole state of Indiana because I've only been to several areas. Um, there's actually a place in Crown Point. Not Crown Point, but it's somewhere in Indiana. Santa Claus, Indiana. Basically, they got stuff that's centered on a Christmas theme all year round. So basically, so there's basically you got Santa Claus, Indiana, and then you also got a whole bunch of towns in Illinois that have all like this fun stuff to do. Just like I want, so like one day if I get a car, when I get like a car and I get money saved up, yep. One of my favorite places to go to when I was younger was in Gurnee, Illinois, and it was the Six Flags Great America Theme Park. God, that place was so much fun, especially during the Halloween Fright Fest when they had people dressed up in costumes trying to scare the crap out of you. Now, but there is one place that they closed it down and they turned it into something else, but I kind of miss it. Was Rockham Gardens in Illinois. It was centered on a farming acre. It was centered on like a farmland area. They had like their own little restaurant. They had like, it was centered in an Amish community. Of course, Indiana has still a couple of those left. My mom wants to visit a few of them. In Indiana, there's like three, like I think it's three of them. There's like three Amish communities. One's called Napanee, one's called Shipshawana, and then there's like one other one somewhere. But my mom wants to go to Napanee and Shipshawana. So basically, those are a couple places in mind that we're gonna keep. Um, yeah, it's like I used to go because I used to go to Rockham Gardens at least a couple times in my life, and that was an Amish community and it was a big one, and you got to see people riding around on horse and buggy because the Amish people don't really drive. They just get around on horse and buggy and they build everything by hand. So you got to appreciate the work they do. Um, but I've never understood why they grow their beards out so long. Like when they like the Amish people, they got those big bushy beards, which I never understood. And then they claim, oh, they can't shave it because it's against their religion to shave. I don't know about all that though. Yeah, so basically, I got my par four hat yesterday when I was walking the Cracker Barrel. Obviously, there's my par four hat for Cracker Barrel. I have that little thing that's lying around too that tells me that I got. I haven't tried on my par four hat yet, but obviously, and then supposedly, when you get par four, you're supposed to get a shirt too. So they asked me what kind of shirt I wanted. I think they said it was blue, and you had to wait a whole year for it to get blue. But let me try this on. There we go. It's actually not that bad. Okay, there we go. I'm not really but I'm not really one for wearing hats. But obviously, when you're doing busing and you're working in the kitchen as dish on occasion, you gotta have a hat on. Yep, 4-star, meaning that I just got my fourth raise. Oh shit! Oh, there we go. Yep. Yep, because that's because I just got my. That's because I've been there for a year and 4 months. Obviously, when you do your PARs, there's a certain amount of time that you do each one. The first one is after like a month, and then you have to wait a few more months before you can get the second one. Then you gotta wait a certain amount of months to get the third one, then you gotta wait 7 months from the third one to get the fourth one. Um, and then Cracker Barrel also has that thing where you could do where they see the elementary school I work at doesn't have it, but Cracker Barrel does. Um, like when you're eligible to take a vacation, you can do the vacation pay but not take the vacation, or you can take both at the same time. And obviously, and then the vacation pay is based on how many hours you worked the previous year, and I think they add it up, and that's how they factor in what money you're going to get during your vacation. When I took my vacation pay, I got like $400, and that was based on how many hours I had worked the previous year. Um, but obviously now, because I took the vacation pay and not the vacation, so when I do take my vacation, I'm not going to get paid for it. So that was my choice anyway. I was trying to use it for a car, but obviously that backfired on me. Um, and because I missed out on a week of pay at the school, it's going to screw up if I go back anytime soon, which I'm hoping to be back by Tuesday so I can get back to working. But the school, they pay every 2 weeks, and I do 80 hours and basically when I get my paycheck, it's like for 80 hours because it's like 40 hours a week. And then so when you get the check, it's going to read 80 hours. They could, if they wanted to. We do have a bus that comes through this area, or if I wanted to, I could do Uber or Lyft. But Uber and Lyft defeats the purpose when you're trying to save for a car because the Uber and Lyft rides at night are usually expensive as hell. Yeah, but then but with the school bus, it's all little kids on the bus, and I really don't want to have to sit on the bus with the kids if I don't want to. Um, and somebody asked me what job pays more, Cracker Barrel or the school. The school pays more because it's a union. Um, so I make more money being. Yeah, but you gotta have a license, and I don't have one. And yet, but the only problem with the and the problem is with the school busing stuff. To be a school bus driver, they're only employed throughout a certain amount of months of the year, and then for 2 to 3 months out of the year, then you're unemployed before the school starts back up. Yeah, so that's just that. And then because I work for the school, I get 13 days of holiday pay, which Cracker Barrel doesn't really offer. Cracker Barrel only offers, I don't think Cracker Barrel offers holiday pay at all, at least not that I know of. But the school for me offers 13 of them, which one of them will be Memorial Day, but obviously I don't know because I'm considered on probation for the school still because I started back in February, but my probation would have been up this Sunday. But because I injured my hand, I don't know if they're pushing it back or delaying it. Um, and then they added Juneteenth on there too for the holiday pay for the school. So I don't know. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff to learn, especially it's like every day, even when I'm at Cracker Bowl, every day I'm learning something, especially with the school. Every day I learn something from one of the employees who's been there the longest. Um, one of the guys that works at the school I work for, he's been doing custodian type work for over 36 years, but he's been at the school for 3. Yeah, Juneteenth is important. That's one of the holidays that we get paid for, and obviously how the school does it. And that was more newer because Because before it used to be, the school used to be off on Columbus Day, and now they changed it. So now Columbus Day is a requirement for the school to attend, and Juneteenth you don't have to attend. You don't have to work that day, but you still get paid for it. So like with the school, so like with the holidays for the elementary school, it's like basically even if you don't, even if it's a paid holiday, they still pay you for it. You just don't come into work that day. And there's like 13 days of holiday pay for the custodians. So like we get Martin Luther King off. We get President's Day off. We get Good Friday off. Then we get Memorial Day, Juneteenth, 4th of July. I think Labor Day was included. Yeah, Columbus Day is no longer added in, so you don't get paid. So you don't get holiday pay for that. So they replaced it with Juneteenth. So Juneteenth was just the most recent one that was added for them. Then I think we get Labor Day. I'm surprised that we don't get Veterans Day, and even though Veterans Day should be included, I say, hell, you got Memorial Day, why not Veterans Day? So we also get paid for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then we got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then you got New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, and we all get paid for those. But those days, but how the school does it is that in order for you to get the holiday pay, you got to work the day before the holiday or the day after. So I'm not going to get paid for Memorial Day, but I might get paid for Juneteenth once I get back to work. I get workers' comp for the school or for Cracker Barrel, I don't know. But the school, we get a pension. So obviously I get a pension that builds up over time. I just can't touch it for 10 years. So if I stay with the school for 10 years, I can't touch that pension. But obviously on my phone, I could see like how much is in there. Yeah, I did get workers' comp from Cracker Barrel, but I haven't. But there's a number that they call from, and I don't know the number they call from. Obviously, lately I've been getting a scam call, so I haven't been answering my phone. But there is a workers' comp number, I just don't know what number they call from. And my manager, when he took me, he filed it under workman's comp. Yeah, I should. I forgot to even ask him that today when I was there, and I talked to him for like a few minutes when I gave him that sheet that shows if I did, like when they tested me for drugs. Obviously, I passed the urine test because I don't do, yeah, he told me that that I was gonna get paid, but he didn't say how much. And I don't have my manager's number, but I do know that he works Cracker Barrel. But if I come in on Sunday, he might be there. I gotta figure out though one thing: how long to make these live streams. Some people make them so long, and others. Yeah, I don't have cats, but I do have pets, but not cats. My type of pets are I have 4 rats and a snake. Obviously, they're in the 1 bedroom, but obviously, yeah, my snake is the one that's got to eat. She hasn't eaten in a while. Not the I have 4 pet rats, but but those ones do not get fed to the snake. And I do have it somewhere on my tablet here, a picture of the snake, but you don't really see her, but you see her out of the aquarium, and she's just sitting on the log. Um, once I find it, you'll see it. Um, God, I got so many damn photos on my phone. Yeah, no, I'm actually one of those guys that likes to take pictures, so I got so many damn pictures on my phone. Um, once I find it here, let me see. Here we go. This is my snake here. Ow. Like I said, I gotta be careful with my hand. There she is, sitting in the cage, and she's just relaxing. Um, yes, they can, probably, but I don't have cats. But that is my snake, and she is the smallest of, um, um, and you can just see her, she's just sitting in the cage. Um, some of my, some of my pets have like, or like in a cage, like the snake is, or the rats. Um, now let's go see. Um, my sister and her boyfriend, they basically have a lot of photos with the rats. Obviously, this is my niece's graduation. I missed that last week. I never got a chance to really see. This is the cage that the rats are in. You obviously can't really see them, but that's like the cage that my rats are in. Um, um, the photos here of all my is my sister. Basically, she likes taking pictures of herself. Here's two of them. This is yeah, this is Coco and Gypsy. No, they live in the other bedroom. I have my the apartment I live in is a two-bedroom. I have one room, and the animals are in the other. Um, so these are two of my rats, but I got two other ones. This is Coco and Gypsy. Um, this is the one that we had that died earlier. That was Wicca. Wicca died earlier this year. She had cancer. Um, and then we're looking for the other ones here. Now we're going through. We're trying to find Winter and Hope here. And I know they're on here somewhere, but obviously it's a pain trying to find them. It's what happens when you get too many photos on the phone and tablet too. Maybe my sister's boyfriend might have them on his page. Let me see. Let me see if we got it here. Let me see here. Every now and then he likes to do karaoke, and my sister's boyfriend, not together. We like me and my girlfriend don't have any pictures together. At least not yet. We haven't really made that official yet. Yeah, he doesn't have any pictures of Winter and Hope on the thing, but I do have but my girlfriend, she still has her Facebook page up, but she hasn't really used Facebook in a long time. So it's like one of those things that basically But this is her here. Obviously, this picture was taken a couple years ago. But that is my girlfriend right there. Obviously, to me, she's a beautiful woman. Obviously, but obviously, it's personal preference. Basically, I think to me, she's a beautiful woman. But obviously, people are gonna have their opinion. I'm 8 years older, so I'm 36 and she's 28. Like I said, even though we do love each other, there is a couple things that some people at my job that I work with said they didn't find her attractive, but I do. That's another thing that we're gonna have to work on too, is actually getting pictures together, and I might bring her on one day for the live stream and stuff like that, because like I said, I want to get back into more live streaming and trying to build up a fan base. So that's actually another thing. And sometimes I could sound repetitive, but that's just how it is. I get too excited and sometimes repeat myself. But obviously, I think she'd be a good person to bring on for a live stream. Oh, everybody would. But she's like me. We're both hard workers. So, like I said, I do YouTube videos on the side, and I also work for the school and Cracker Barrel. And she was working 5 jobs at one point, but because she lost her car, she can't do the Uber and Lyft like she was doing, and she can't do the Grubhub and DoorDash like she was doing. So right now, she's just working the school. But I'm a full-time worker, and she does part-time, so it's basically the only reason why she does part-time at the school, because I work at an elementary school and it's smaller. They don't have a lot of custodians there. At the school I work for, there's only like 5 of them. Yeah, and I also do a lot of live streaming too on Instagram, so basically... But just to actually let you guys know, and actually, I've been interviewed a lot of times on a podcast too. Obviously, one of the podcasts that interviews me a lot is Overnight Drive, and you can find a lot of their podcasts on these podcasting apps. Like, you can find them on Spotify. You could find them on Podbean and a few other ones. And actually, I have been a regular for the past 5 years on their channel. I do a lot of reading, or watching a lot of movies when I don't work, or I do a lot of YouTube videos, or I walk around town. Because I don't have a car, my only way to get around is to walk. And then also in my free time, if I ever did have a car, I'd like to hang out at the beach. And I also like to research stuff, so a lot of times I like to research a lot of history stuff. And one of the things I like to research is Greek mythology. Obviously, I'm a big Greek mythology buff. Yes, I have been, but not for any drugs. I have been arrested because I got into a fight at a school, and I assaulted my guidance counselor. And I've been arrested for that. But I served a little bit of time in juvenile detention, but nothing major. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Got it. Trying to charge my tablet, but obviously... There we go. Okay. Yeah. The last time I've been arrested was probably back in 2000... It would have been 2004. and I was only 16 then, and that was the one and one time I ever been arrested. And Cracker Barrel, actually, I'm surprised about this because Cracker Barrel is known for hiring a lot of people who have been on drugs at one point, and you could tell some of the people I work with are on drugs, and they still are. But they're not smoking the die-hard drugs, but they're smoking weed. But they're using the liquefied ones that you can hide in a pen, like those vape pens, and that's what they use. Yeah, so the one and only time I've ever been arrested was when I beat the crap out of my guidance counselor in high school. Obviously, I cannot remember what started the fight, but I remember he said something that pissed me off, and all of a sudden I jumped out of the seat and started punching him. And that was the one and only time I've ever been arrested for that. Yeah, but I've been pretty much clean for the last 20 some years, so I've been pretty good with that. Yeah, before I cut some of my stuff off because I got kind of screwed up out of my pay this week. I've been watching a lot of TV shows on Netflix, and one of the shows I've been watching is Wentworth. Trying to finish that up. I'm on season 7 right now before going into season 8. And it's not filmed in the US, it's filmed in Australia, but it's centered on a women's prison in Australia. But it's a pretty good show, and it's worth watching for anybody who's actually gets into it. And then somebody told me about the Orange is the New Black, and I haven't seen Orange is the New Black yet. But I am waiting for one show to come back. I know they're making a 4th season. It's just a matter of when they bring it back. Is the TV show Outer Banks? That's the one about the kid going in search of missing treasure that's connected to his father. But that's a pretty good show too, and I like that one. But because, like I said, I got screwed up out of my pay this week, my check is going to be really low from the school when I get it on the 7th, because I didn't work this week, and then if I do work next week, I'll be happy. God, I think this is yeah. Especially like Wentworth, that's a good one. Like here, I'll show you like all this stuff that's on my TV, and it shows you what I'm watching. Let me go back here for a minute. Yeah, this is the Wentworth show right now. That's a pretty good show. That's centered on an Australian prison. Arrow's about a superhero. That's Supernatural. That's about two brothers that are Grey's Anatomy is a doctor show. SWAT is about cops. This is the roast of Tom Brady. The roast of Tom Brady was pretty funny. That's Supergirl. That's similar to Superman, but it's centered on a girl. This is DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and then Flash. Reptiles, a movie with Justin Timberlake, I think, in the film. That's a movie called Luther. And then I also have Peacock too. On Peacock, I've been watching so many damn shows too. Like I said, I got so many streaming apps on my phone and tablet, and on the TV. This is a Fire Stick. I like the Fire Stick better than Roku, even though Roku has Who did? What city are you talking about? God damn it. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Sometimes when you load up Peacock, it will say that you failed. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, they probably did. The Green Arrow, but the guy was like, but wasn't he more like a Robin Hood that shoots arrows? Okay, here we go. Here's my Peacock. It just opened up. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far in the Arrow show, so it's like I'm only on episode 7 of season 1. So here we go. This is what I've been watching on Peacock. Law and Order SVU, good show. They're in season 25 right. They're in season 25 right now, but they also just confirmed that they're going to do a season 26. God, so yeah. That's Chicago PD, good show. The other one is Law and Order Criminal Intent. Then you got Chicago Fire and Chicago Med. Um, then we got this one here, Little House on the Prairie. Obviously, that's one of my mom's favorite shows from when she was a kid. And then the other one is Saturday Night Live, which they're in, what, season 49, I think? I don't think there's an adult section on Peacock, at least not that I can remember. But obviously, um, I could get a lot of adult sections on my phone. And of course, because I'm a guy that loves black women, what's my favorite type of porn to look at? Ebony porn. Don't bother to ask me why I love that so much. Let's see, there's Tubi. I think Tubi had something like that. God, there's an app too I have on my phone that has an adult thing, but I think the app is called Flixanaps. And they have adult movies on there too that you could watch. One of the things I should watch is called After Porn Ends. Basically it talks about the people that were in porn and then they ended up leaving, and then it talks about their life after porn and what they got up to. So that's going to be like one of the things I have to look at. I think they're making another Deadpool movie, or they're making another Wolverine movie. I don't remember which one, but I heard something about that too. And then the TV show Walker, which was basically a sequel to like the Walker Texas Ranger show. Now the Walker show that starred Jared Padalecki is being canceled after 4 seasons, so they just decided they're going to end that. Shit. Yep, I love the ebony porno section on my thing. That's what I prefer. And basically, that's all I ever watch is ebony porn. People ask me, "Don't you watch white porn?" No, I do not. But I do question some of these damn titles on the damn thing when you actually look them up. And some of the times when you look at the titles, they will surprise you. Sometimes when I look at the titles, it'll be like, and they have a fantasy for everybody. Some people will actually get off on incest porn, and they'll title the porno like under an incestuous title. I'm like, why? And of course, my girlfriend likes watching the porn too, but not the long ones like I do. And I'm not going to tell you what drew her in, for me, like to me though. But I'll give you a hint though. It's one thing only. And man, I gotta shave this eventually once I get, because my facial hair gets kind of itchy at times, but I've just never been able to grow it right. So that's gonna be another thing to try to get that cleaned up. Yeah, I mean, everybody likes certain things. It's like some people, like I said, I question some of the porn stuff. Like I had a friend, and he liked anything but farm animals, which I don't understand why, but that's just him. My ex-girlfriend um, liked the one, like the what they call she liked what they call rape fantasy porn, which I don't understand why would women want to fantasize about being raped, because it's never fun. That's never fun at all. So I don't know how she got off on that one. But my current girlfriend gets off on guys with big dicks. That's why she's with me. So, but yeah, but obviously it's like, that's just like that's what it is. So basically, that's why I love keeping my girl around. Um, I've talked about it before. If you ever want to check out Overnight Drive podcast, there is an actual podcast where we're talking about it. Actually, because part of the reason why it kind of blew up a little bit. Yes, I did. I always use a ruler when I measure my dick, and obviously my girlfriend the other day when she was blowing me off, she couldn't get my dick down her throat big like fast enough. That's how like how much she wanted it. But I'm actually kind of surprised though, because some guys do not getting head, but I do. I'm one of the guys that loves having my dick sucked, and I don't know and only one person I know of does not. I'm like, what the hell? Sometimes I question certain people. There is a serious question I meant to ask earlier, and I had not asked it. How long should a live stream actually be? I just hit 2 hours on this thing, and I wasn't even noticing that. But obviously, I know some people have done longer. Yeah, my live stream just hit 2 hours, so obviously it's 2 hours and 3 minutes almost. But obviously, it's one of those things I never paid attention. No, close, but no. Somebody asked me how big my dick is. Somebody asked if it's over 9 inches. No, it's not. It's not 9, but it's close. I've seen some people do 4 hours. I know some people. I've seen some people do. I've seen some people do 3 or 4 hours, but I've never actually bothered to go that long. We're gonna try to get this as long as we can before I decide I have to jump off or anything. Obviously, because there is a whole bunch of sports games coming on today, and I'm a sports fan, so I'm gonna be watching some of these games. Obviously, the biggest one right now is the NBA Finals, and that's the one. Yeah, they do, and I might get subscribers that way too, because we're trying to push 500 subscribers. I'm also gonna have a live stream again, sometime in July or August, to celebrate me doing 6 years of doing YouTube. My first video was back in 2018, so that tells you how long I've been doing it. Let's see what we got here. Oh crap. Okay. We're gonna go to YT Studio, and that will tell you like when my first video ever came out. Let's see here if I can get into this. And I've only done maybe 7 or 8 live stream videos, so that tells you. Okay, now I'm up to 410, so that means I gained 2 subscribers. I do have some restrictions on YouTube, only because at one point I had a lot of trolls on my videos, and I put a restriction. I'm 5'3.5". So yeah. Also this year alone, I just broke 100,000 views on my YouTube channel. This app actually gives you the YT Studio gives you everything that pertains to how many views you get for the videos, and it also breaks down on how many people commented, It also tells you how many likes and dislikes are on your video. So for this, so in the month of May alone, I got 769 views. With the live stream, it will tell you. And so last year alone, actually this is 2024, just from January to now, I got 5,958 views. And in 2023, I had 24,000 views and 24,567 views. And lifetime, this is the lifetime amount, 1,425 views since I started my YouTube channel. And it will tell you on here, actually let me go to the actual YouTube part. And I will look here. Let me see what I got here. Ah, crap, let me see. Yeah, here we go. Once I get this. And I have 2 YouTube channels. This is one of them. And then the other one is called Rusty the King. And that's centered on reviews. Let's see here. Let me try. Let's see my channel. Let me see. Go to more. Here we go. My YouTube channel was created July 8th. So this July 8th, I'll be celebrating 6 years on YouTube. I got so much stuff on my damn thing. That's what. So this is one of my channels here called. Yeah. So this one's called RVW King. That is one of my YouTube channels. And then we'll go look at the other one here. Once I get out of this one here. And this is my other YouTube channel. We're going to look at this one here. This one's called Rusty the King. So we're going to go to your channel here. My last video I posted was about Supernatural, and that got 59 views, and that was about 10 days ago. This one, I'm not posting as many videos as I did on the other channel, but this one's got 17 videos and 124 subscribers. And this one's got 3,845 views since I started the channel. And this has only been created since joined on January 31st of 2023. Damn, has it been that long? Oh yeah, that might have been. Okay, yeah. And my girlfriend's about the same height as me, so it's like basically we're both the same height. We're both 5'3.5". There's only one video on here that's got really good views, but here's some of the videos I posted, and there's only 17 of them. So we got the first one, Supernatural, and then we got Aragon. Then we got Peanut Butter and Salted Caramel, Wentworth, Law and Order Review, Criminal Minds TV show, TV Dinner Choices that got 411 views. I take a lot of these TV dinners when I go to the school, and I have my breaks. Like I get 2 of them, and I will eat a TV dinner while sitting in the break room. There's this one called The Mother. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's a movie about an insane asylum. Then there was Equalizer 3. Started my second book this year. That was Shadow Scale. The one that got the most views was the Domino's Chicken Habanero sandwich. CapCut review. The thing about CapCut, I got to figure out how much more that works. CapCut is an actual app that a lot of YouTubers use, and if you screw up or something like that, they will have your video on the CapCut, and you can edit out what you don't want in. Then this one was called Who's Your Favorite Greek God? Then there was the Serafina book, The Happy New Year, and the first video I had was untitled because I didn't have a name for it. But that's on my second YouTube channel called Rusty the King. That one's more of like a review channel where I review things. And it works out in my favor because I do like to review things at times when I can. And for me, like when it comes to movies, I like a lot of the action and martial arts films. So that's what I watch a lot of. I watch a lot of Sylvester Stallone films and Jason Statham films because they're like in the martial arts thing. But even Sylvester Stallone's getting old. I don't know how much longer he's going to keep pulling off martial arts stunts. Same thing with Chuck Norris. That guy just turned 84 this year. And same thing with Danny. Yeah, Chuck Norris is 84, and yes, he's done a lot of good movies. I especially loved Logan's War that he did. Um, I also love Danny Trejo, and Danny Trejo is one of my favorites too. And I also like a lot of gangster films, like I especially love The Godfather. Um, preferably the first two. I didn't care for the third one. And I also loved him, and I also loved Al Pacino in Scarface, and Carlito's Way, and that new one, and that other one he did too, The Irishman. But Danny Trejo has actually been around forever. So has Eric Roberts, and I like Eric Roberts too. And I don't know how Danny Trejo does it, but he's got so many damn movies listed. I don't know how anybody can keep track of all this. I did love Danny Trejo in Anaconda, and I also loved him in my favorite movie that Danny Trejo did, and it's a movie that I can never get tired of watching. I loved him in Blood In Blood Out. Um, that movie was released back in the '90s, and and it's even though and even though the movie is a long movie, the movie is over 3 hours, but it's centered on three cousins whose lives all take a turn for a different thing. Um, like one cousin in the film basically was connected to a gang. They were all connected to one gang. There was two different gangs in the movie, and one was called Vatos Locos, and the other one was called Tres Puntos. And Vatos Locos and Tres Puntos did not get along, even though they were both Mexican gangs. But they never got along with each other. Um, but but there was three cousins. One was Paco, one was Miklo, and one was Cruz. Um, Paco was with the gang, but when he gets arrested, they he has an alternative. Either he goes to prison or he goes to boot camp to change his life. And so in the movie, Paco chooses boot camp as an alternative, and then he works his way up to becoming a narcotics officer. Um, Cruz in the film gets attacked, and his back gets injured, and he becomes basically addicted to drugs, and his preferred choice of drug is heroin in the film. Um, Basically, the family disowns him after his younger brother accidentally takes the needle and shoots it up in his arm. And the family disowns him because they blamed him for the brother's death for leaving the needle around, but he was sleeping, so he didn't notice that the brother took the needle. And then Miklo gets sentenced to prison because he murdered a guy, and basically it's all like, it's a really good movie and it's well worth the watch, but it's over 3 hours. But it's one of my favorite movies to watch. Same thing with The Godfather. The Godfather was like damn near 3 hours for all of them, and they're well worth the watch too. Now, but my favorite children's movie is Wizard of Oz from 1939 with Judy Garland. That one I can never stop watching either, and I own that movie. Um, let me see what we got here. Um, Another one of my favorite movies that's also 3 hours is the movie Casino with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. That's a good one too. Like I said, I love my gangster films. Um, we got another week in the month of May before it becomes June, and time is just flying this year. But I do have to look at one thing that's on the back of my table nightstand here, And ow, crap. Like I said, my hand's been hurting because of that injury. So I gotta be careful in how I move that hand. Oh, okay. Okay, let me set my phone down for a minute here so I can look for this damn thing I need. I think it's this. Yeah, I got this from Cracker Barrel, and it's a calendar, but it's a calendar giving you dates in history. I needed one for the year, so I ended up buying it. So obviously on each day in history, it tells you like a certain thing that happened. Crap. I think I might have ripped the stitches. I'm hoping I didn't. But obviously, okay. Sometimes I look for the date on my birthday here, and looking to see what happened on my birthday. My birthday is June 23rd. I guess we'll find out if anything major happened on that day. And then I'll also read today's thing. Like today is May 24th, so we can look at May 24th here. Okay, so on this date, today, John Hancock becomes the President of Congress. That happened on this date in 1775. Yeah. They used to have I think they still have it in Illinois, but they have a building called the Hancock Building. I don't know if it's still out there. Let's see what, hold on here. Now we're going to try to find, let's see what happened on my birthday on June 23rd of a certain year. Yeah, we're trying to find it here, if at all. Okay, June 21st. Okay, here's what happened on my birthday, but this happened in 1961, 27 years before I was born. In 1961, on June 23rd, the Antarctic Treaty is enacted. So this is exactly what the Antarctic Treaty is. So on June 23rd, 1961, the Antarctica Treaty went into effect, reserving the frozen continent for free and non-political scientific study. At that time, the idea that Antarctica should be open for all nations to study began to take root. Prior to the treaty's ratification, the Soviet Union, the United States, and Great Britain had all used Antarctica for various military purposes. But the treaty had two major accomplishments. It both preserved the continent and avoided a competition among nations on the issue of territorial claims. That's what happened on my birthday in 1961. Sometimes what I hate, though, is when they do a movie that's based on a true story, and then they change, and then what they'll do is that they will exaggerate the film. That's what they did at Casino, and they also did that same thing with this one, Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street was about a guy that fucked over Wall Street, and they exaggerated some of the stuff in there. But even that movie was pretty good. That was a 3-hour movie that was well worth the watch. I also like that comedian guy that's in one of the Friday movies, Masdurani. He was in I think the third Friday movie. And then they're also, my favorite movie of all time is Blood In, Blood Out, and that's a gangster film. Yep. I've always said if I got addicted to drugs and I was going to do a scene from Wolf of Wall Street, I want to be the one that does the scene where Leonardo DiCaprio is snipping cocaine off the hooker's ass at the beginning of the film. That's the scene I want to enact. So get me a vial of cocaine, get me a hooker, and I'm going to snip it off her ass. Um, and I can tell you right now, me and my girl are into some freaky shit. My girlfriend is actually into some freaky shit, though, and I'm telling you right now, I was like, who knows how long this relationship will last, but as long as it's going well right now, then I'm happy. Oh, is that the one where he was crawling? Like, he was crawling to the car when he was high on the Quaaludes? Yeah, I think I think the Quaalude scene, that's the one where he was crawling up to his car. Um, God, I have to rewatch that movie. It's been a while since I watched it. And then I love the one that Johnny Depp did too. There was that movie that Johnny Depp did where he was the cocaine supplier. Was it Blow? Yeah, sometimes I will watch certain movies and don't recognize certain characters. Yeah, I don't know. That's something I'm gonna keep to myself on that one. For about P Diddy. I don't know if he's guilty or not. I can't really judge. Same thing with R. Kelly. I can't really judge um, until I hear more evidence of what comes out and what doesn't. Um, like for me, I love R. Kelly's music, but what the hell's a freak off? I don't know what that is. Um, I've been to a titty bar, but I don't know about a freak off. Yeah, she might have to. She goes to the club. She goes to the club every weekend. So I'm pretty sure she's at one of those twerk clubs. Um, Gary, Indiana, even though it's not the best area to live in or even be close to, but they added a whole bunch of twerking clubs out there. So that's basically what people go to. Um, so I don't know which app is considered better for watching movies on. You got Peacock, Netflix, Prime Video. I canceled my Prime membership the other day because with me not working, I only got so much money to pay my bills and streaming service apps. Like I just paid my phone bill to keep it on for an extra month. And for me, I'm 36, so it depends. But there are some people that are depending on their age, they still do it. Then we got Disney Plus. I don't know if I still have that up and running. Then I got Tubi. That's another good one to use. Freebies, another one. Hulu. Then you can find movies on YouTube too, and YouTube's got some good ones. Something called Fave something called Crackle. Um, Obviously, I don't use TikTok a lot, but I've also used TikTok on occasion to post my videos for YouTube. If the video is too long, then they won't let you post it. Um, yeah, Pluto. I don't think I have that one up there. Let me see. Pluto's got some good stuff on here. Let me check if my Fire Stick. My Fire Stick should have it. In the thing, but let me go to the App Store and let me see. Because usually for me I use Tubi a lot, or I use Peacock or Netflix. Because like I said, those three got some good stuff on there. Um, Let me see. There's a lot of music too. I'm gonna have my next video that I'm gonna put out. Yes, it is. I have it on my phone. I think it is on here. Let me see. Obviously, I have it on the. Let's see. There's Philo. Philo is not something. Philo has some good stuff, but obviously I don't pay for it, so I don't have it. Like I don't use it on my thing. I used to like watch, but especially during Halloween, I like to get scared the crap out of. So I watch a lot of the Ghost Adventure shows. Um, Especially like the one with Zach Bagans, where he used to be on the Ghost Adventures. Um, yeah, I don't know. I know Fubu's on here. Yeah, I think Sling still might be a thing, but I'm not seeing it on my thing, so I don't know for sure. Okay, let me get this in here. Let me. Yeah, I do like Zach Bagans. So I used to like watching him when the Ghost Adventure show was on, and then he had some other shows too. Um, Let me see if Pluto was on here because Cheryl had mentioned it. Um, Let me see if I. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this is on here. Yep, here we go. Yeah, so Pluto was on my TV. Obviously, I just don't really watch it. Um, but let's see what we got on here. You can get a lot of movies on this too. Um, okay, I'm gonna do not now, but obviously, um, so since everybody was asking it, since a couple of people were asking, is P Diddy guilty? I said I don't know for sure. But what's your thoughts on OJ? Because OJ supposedly had committed murder. Some people believed he did it, and others believed he didn't. Um, can't really say. She doesn't really watch my videos online. Um, I did. She knows I have a YouTube channel, but I don't think she's a subscriber, and I don't think she watches any of the videos because she's never really hung out with me. So basically, and also because I like to read and she doesn't. Yeah, and even though OJ's dead, I did love him in that TV show that they did, Roots. That was like one of the shows I actually liked him in. And then if you want to know who my favorite comedian is, it's Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is one of my favorite comedians, and I can't believe that motherfucker is still alive. Mel Brooks, if he lives until next month, he'll be 98 years old, and I'm like, and that guy is so damn funny, and I'm surprised he's actually still doing movies at his age. I think there's like one or two movies that he has in the works. Um, I did love the movie Spaceballs that he did, and I also love the History of the World movie that he did. Um, I also liked him in Blazing Saddles. I don't know. My next video that I'm gonna do, is not gonna be a live stream one. Which one? Mel Brooks. I do love Mel Brooks and Blazing Saddles, and I loved him in the movie Young Frankenstein, even though he doesn't have a big role in that one. But I do love History of the World and Spaceballs. And then I did love him in the movie Rebel Hood Men in Tights. That was a pretty funny movie. I don't know. But he's got two movies that he's working on, but it doesn't say when they're going to come out. But he's got something called an Untitled Laney Pixels project, and he's also got something called a Fairy Tale Forest. But my favorite scene in the movie History of the World, but the one funny scene in the History of the World movie that Mel Brooks did is the one with Gregory Hines. Um, that's the one. How he wouldn't be the only one. Look at Clint Eastwood. The Clint Eastwood even still acts, and that guy is 94 years old or damn near. I think he just turned 94 or maybe I don't know. Um, I'm hoping to retire when I'm 60 something. But as long as I work at the school and my pension is still pretty good within that time frame, then I'll take the money and run. Or what's that song? Take it on the run, baby, or something like that. I forget who the hell sang that song. What's that? Ariel Speedwagon? Take it on the run or whatever it was. Yeah, I'm working on my playlist too, so that will be my next video. So when I decide to do my next video, no matter if it's a live stream or not, then I will talk about my playlist and what I have in there. Um, See, for me, I'm 36, so if I live to be 98, that's 62 years from now. A lot of people will be dead, like my mother will be, but obviously my mom's gonna be 62 this year. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Doing a karaoke stream, I gotta charge my microphone, and it might not be the best sound. And like I said before, I do karaoke just for fun. I don't basically have the best singing voice. I just do it for fun. And somebody asked me if I do karaoke at the bars. I do not. I just sit at home and do it. It's just the one I got from Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel was selling this microphone. I actually got from Cracker Barrel in the gift shop. It's this one. I don't know what kind it is. I think it's a Danadora. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, Danadora microphone. I don't know how well it works. I've only used it a couple times when I did karaoke, and that's about it. Um, so that's basically what I got. Yeah, basically it's like in Cracker Barrel. Right, it's like right when you walk in to the left hand side where they have all the electronic stuff at. Um, where they usually keep a lot of the microphone stuff at. And this was $24, but with the discount I got it for 16. Um, so it saved me some money. Um, and they don't get a whole lot of them in. It's like basically they get two or three in at a time. It's like you get them when you can get them. And that one particular day they had two of them, and I grabbed one of them. So I'm like, I might as well get one. And because I like doing YouTube videos, I decided I should get one for my YouTube channel. Um, but I might, um, but I might try to get another one that's more better suited for YouTube, and I just have to keep that in mind. Um, obviously, obviously, all my friends at freaking Overnight Drive were asking me how my hand was doing too, and I'm like, well, it's painful, but what are you gonna do? Um, my friends Hans and Andrew, they host a podcast called Overnight Drive, and they've interviewed me for their channel before. Um, they live in New York, and they so outside of the podcast, they're also singers in a band. Um, the band is a punk rock group called called Self Defense. Um, the group is called the group is a punk rock group called Self Defense, and they've been around for years. They're in their 40s or and stuff like that. Um, but they're real funny to talk to. I've been interviewed by them at least over 10 times. I got some exposure from them because of that. Because at the time, when they first interviewed me, I had just started my YouTube channel and didn't know much about podcasting. I do have a podcasting app on my phone called Podbean, and I have done a couple podcasts. I want to get back into doing that too, and then you can make money off of that too and everything. Um, but like Cheryl and everybody else was saying, that more people will come in on YouTube if you do a lot of live streams, and you could possibly get more subscribers that way. Um, so I guess we'll figure that out and how to work that in. If there's a way to bring somebody on here, there I think there is a way, and I have to figure it out. That there's a way to merge. Um, there's a way on here to merge like a thing where you can get people in, like to invite them in on the actual app thing, but I don't know how to do it. Um, yeah, StreamYard is another one. Um, yeah, StreamYard is another one. I have that on my phone. StreamYard is another one that you could use for podcasting. Same with Podbean. Spotify is another one. Um, I used to do Google Podcasts, but then they discontinued that particular app. Um, I also used to do Anchor, and Anchor they discontinued that one too. Now it's under a different name. I think it's under Spotify now. Um, you know who one of my favorite actors is, and he's actually considered a midget actor, is Warwick Davis. He used to do the Leprechaun film series, and then little did I know that Warwick Davis was also the same guy in Harry Potter. Um, but he did so many great movies. Um, Also, the same thing with Johnny Depp. I've seen Johnny Depp in a lot of movies, but one of his first films, I did not know it was him. Um, I don't know what's PC exactly. Is that a computer? Oh yeah, you might be able to do. Yeah, I might be able to bring people on StreamYard if I have a computer, but I don't have one. I do want to get a computer down the line, but I might wait till I move out of my apartment. Um, so yeah, but obviously yeah. If I have another time frame to get a day off, I'm gonna use my one speaker here, and this is like one of those party speakers. I need to get one of those cords. I think it's a USB cord, or like one of those audio cords that you can connect in here, and you can hook it up to the microphone and do karaoke through that. This actual speaker actually does karaoke stuff too, but I just don't have all the equipment for it. But that's my favorite speaker to use. And to let people know, I'm the type of person who doesn't listen to one style of music. I listen to multiple. The only style of music I don't listen to is opera because I never got into it. But I will listen to country. I'll listen to rock. I'll listen to rap music. I listen to country rap, jazz, blues, R&B, and all that stuff. Um, I will listen to Christian rap, even though that's not something I do very often. Um, and I even listen to a lot. I even listen to death metal, which is the one where the guys are screaming on stage. My mom's never understood that kind of music. My mom's is old school, so it's like she's 62 years old, so she doesn't understand the death metal style music. Um, but like on my playlist, my favorite rapper is Eminem, so obviously people criticize me for that. Um, my favorite rock band is a band that does sexualized music, Steel Panther. Obviously, they were on, I think, some musical show a while back, and because Steel Panther is known for doing sexualized music, they had to kind of clean up the music while singing on the TV. So they had to clean up some of the lyrics. Um, but Steel Panther is a pretty funny band when it comes to sexual stuff. One of my other favorite rock bands is Guns N' Roses and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Um, for country, I do like George Strait and Toby Keith was the one that recently died. So I love a lot of Toby Keith music and George Strait music. But George Strait, he's the only singer, no matter what genre of music it is, he's the only one to have 60 number one songs or more. He's got like over 60, 60 he's got like George Strait's got over 60 songs that have hit number one on the charts. No other singer in any genre has ever had that many except for George Strait. Um, oh yeah, I love that. I love that song that Toby Keith did, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, and I also love American Soldier. Oh yeah, my sister's boyfriend's also a DJ, so he could probably spin up some DJ music. Um, another funny person to listen to, even though he's not really country, but he's kind of like a parody singer, is Cletus T. Judd. And Cletus T. Judd was known for doing a lot of parody music to Toby Keith. Um, there's certain songs that Toby Keith did, like "Should Have Been a Cowboy." Um, there was another song he did called "How Do You Like Me Now," and I thought what I thought was kind of funny was that the song "How Do You Like Me Now" Cletus turned it into "How Do You Milk a Cow." Then there was that one song um, that Toby Keith did called "I Love This Bar," and Cletus turned it into "I Love NASCAR," even though I've never been a NASCAR fan. Um, then there was the other song he did called "How Do You Like?" No, what the hell is it? "Red Solo Cup." And Cletus turned the song "Red Solo Cup" into "Double D Cups." But you know that one funny song that Kenny Chesney did called "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy." Um, yeah, there was that song that Kenny Chesney did called "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy," and Cletus T. Judd turned it into "My Soulmate Thinks I'm Sexy." Cletus T. Judd, man, he is funny as hell. Um, yeah, Johnny Rebel. I used to I know who he is, and I've listened to some of his songs. But there there's another guy. There was another guy that used to be racist too, and I forget his name. Um, there was Johnny Rebel, and then there was another guy that used to be racist as hell. David Allan Coe. David Allan Coe was pretty racist. But there is a funny song that David Allan Coe did, and it was on one of his and it was on the racist album that he did. Um, David Allan Coe, he did that song. God, what the hell's the name of it? Um, oh, don't bite the dick that feeds you. That was the name of the song, and that was an actual David Allan Coe song, and that was called "Don't Bite the Dick That Feeds You, Honey." Don't bite the dick that feeds you, honey. Don't bite it, or it will be good to you, or something like that. That was like an old song. That was by David Allan Coe, and who knew that motherfucker was racist? Um, yeah, I'm pretty. But I think but a long time ago, I was able to find a lot of songs that were by Johnny Rebel, but YouTube, being the way they are, has been removing a lot of racist songs. Now, speaking of a singer named Johnny, um, what's that singer? Johnny Paycheck. "Take This Job and Shove It." That was a good song. Another good band to check out is Rebel Sun. And one of my favorite songs from Rebel Sun is "You Can't Turn a Whore into a Lady." Um, that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah. So one of my favorite songs from Rebel Sun is "You Can't Turn a Whore into a Lady." Um, so basically, yeah, Alan Jackson's pretty good too. I like that song that he did for when the 9/11 attacks happened. Was it "Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning" or something like that? Um, yeah, I remember being in eighth grade when it happened. I think it was in seventh or eighth grade when it happened, and I remember. Yeah, they do. They play a lot of Alan Jackson songs. They also play a lot of Reba songs. They play a lot of Dolly Parton songs, and they play a lot of Toby Keith songs. So they're all about them. Um, I'm kind of disappointed though. At sometimes because Cracker Barrel used to sell movies, and they discontinued selling movies. Now it's just CDs and vinyl records, and whatever else they have in the store. But I remember that's where I got my Wizard of Oz movie from. Was buying it at Cracker Barrel before they discontinued the movies. And remember, even Best Buy used to have a big selection of movies before they discontinued that too. And then Meyer used to sell CDs, but now they don't do that anymore. Now it's just movies there, but not a big selection as they used to have. They're also making. They also got what's the other thing too that I got from their um, oh the Mel Brooks series. There was the Mel Brooks films like Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights, and Young Frankenstein. I got that from freaking Cracker Barrel also. Same thing with the Roots thing. Um, Now, even though I never got into football, but this is one of my favorite football movies, Any Given Sunday, with Al Pacino as the head coach of football. And that actually was a movie that starred Jamie Foxx, and it starred LL Cool J in the film, and Dennis Quaid. And Aaron Eckhart was in the film. Um, they're making another Fast and the Furious movie, but obviously the Fast and the Furious is not the same without Paul Walker. Um, Now, where is my other one? I know I have it in here somewhere. They made so many damn Marine movies too, and they keep making those ones, and I can never keep track of them. Um, but one of the guys I do miss for acting, and he died a few years back, was Chadwick Boseman, and he did one of my favorite movies, the movie 42, which is based on Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American player to play in the majors from 1946 on up, or 47 or something like that. Um, Obviously, I also, like I said, I do a lot of research. Back in the 1800s, when baseball first started, blacks could not play on the same team as whites, so the blacks formed their own league called the Negro Leagues, and that would stay a thing until the 1940s, when Branch Rickey had signed Jackie Robinson to a major league contract, which people at first were not happy about because Jackie Robinson was black and Branch Rickey was white, and Branch basically told Jackie why he signed him and why he was so bad and harping about it. Um, and then they made a whole bunch of Blade movies too, and I like Blade 2 with Wesley Snipes. But I am gonna go because I'm gonna have to do a couple things, so I'm gonna end the video here. And basically, it's 3 hours. It's basically we're hitting close to 3 hours. Um, thanks for all the people that joined in and gave the comments. That does help out a lot. So I will see you guys maybe next week. I'm going to have to try to get into a regular schedule of when I can do the videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed.